Ascent Litigation. My name is Oluwatosin Isaac, and today we are discussing a very interesting topic. Yes, another interesting topic we can learn from, we can benefit from the position of the law, what the law says, and how it relates to our daily lives. So today's topic is my spouse to be broke off our engagement. Can I sue? Okay, when I brought up this topic, my colleague at work were like, hey, hot topic. Oh, this is the hot topic. Why? Because when it comes to topics like this, relationship matters, everybody wants to listen and pay attention and contribute. So at the end of this, or even while you are watching this, I will appreciate your comments, your feedbacks, your questions, contributions as the session continues. So let's begin. My spouse to be broke off our engagement. Can I sue? Now, in today's society, in our society today, we know that there are so many, there are plethora of cases of failed living love affairs, heartbreaks, counter heartbreaks, eloping, jilting, dumping, like so many heartbreaks. In fact, today we've actually given it a slang, and we use the slang as breakfast. Like they've served you breakfast, like hot breakfast, early in the morning breakfast. You understand? Like, in fact, to the extent that we now tend to say that it is a natural cake, like breakfast is a natural cake, or I don't know how they put it right now, but I think they say something like heartbreak is a national cake. Everybody will have its own share, and it's so sad because it means that, I don't know, does it mean that people cannot actually commit to each other again, or we are together today, tomorrow, before you know it, we are no more. So there are so many cases of heartbreaks and dumping and jilting, eloping, ditching, even in love romantic relationship. And it's now our concern to start investigating why people break up or what went wrong. Anybody that break off an engagement will have his or her reason. There are some people that don't really have legit reasons. Right? There are some people that have legit reasons, and we are not bothered about the reason right now. We are not bothered about what went wrong. Why have you been with this person for 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, and all of a sudden you woke up one morning and you said, hey, I am no longer interested, let's end this. The heart is deep. It's very deep, because the other party, which is the victim now, or the aggrieved party, will feel bad. I mean, this person has planned his or her life around this partner. They've planned, okay, this is how we're going to, this is where we're going to live, this kind of house we're going to live, this is how many children we're going to give birth to. I mean, your parents, brothers, sister, family, friends, neighbors, enemies, everybody knows you together. And all of a sudden, after 4 or 5 years, you said you are no longer interested. And the person is so confused. Where am I going to start from? You feel these pangs of betrayal so deep. And that is why people go to the extreme of, excuse me, that's why people go to the extreme of resorting to extreme measures. Extreme measures like pouring hot oil or acid or hot water. I'm sure we've had cases of that, where maybe the woman felt like, okay, a man ditched her and she has that the man is getting married to another woman, and before you know it, she has gone there, acid or hot oil, and she just she wasted the whole content on the man. It's sad. It's sad, really. But like I said, I am not a therapist. I think that's the work of a therapist. The therapist is to find out, okay, what went wrong, why is the relationship not working, why do you want to end it? But on my own part, what my focus will be this morning is the legal implication of such acts. Instead of resulting to inhuman treatment, degrading treatment, I mean, when you pour acid on somebody, you know the effects. You know the effect, like it's so dehumanizing, and the person will live with that scar for the rest of his life. Is that worth it? Is it really worth it? So instead of resulting to inhuman or degrading treatment, you can go the legal way. I mean, the court is there for us to seek redress. The court is the hope of the common man. You can go to court and seek redress and be compensated on if you are aggrieved and lay a claim or something. So there are actually legal ways to go about this, and not resulting to extreme measures. So that is what we'll be focusing today. What is the legal implication if someone break off my engagement? Can I sue the person? Will I have a solid case before the court, or will I just be wasting the time of the court, and eventually the court will just throw out my claim? So I want you to know that either a man or a woman, a male or a female, either gender can fall victim of a broken engagement. I mean, it's not only women that are the victims. We also have males. The male gender can also fall victim. I mean, the woman can say, guy, I'm not interested again. I've seen a better guy. Or I've seen someone that has more money. Because I think these days we attribute money to love. I do want to love. So like, okay, I suppose I have more money and I'm not interested in you again. It can hurt. The man can actually feel very hurt and less of himself. So either a male or a female can fall victim of a broken engagement. And yes, the person can institute a legal action. In some cases, it is not okay. I am in a relationship. He broke up with me or she broke up with me. I want to go and sue. Now you can only sue based on the circumstances of the case. So if you say my spouse to be broke off our engagement, can I sue? I'll say yes, but it depends. It depends on what? Now it will depend on some of the conditions I'll be listing subsequently. So stay with me to the end to note all this. You can sue, but based on the circumstances of the case and this condition. Now, first of all, when we say your spouse to be, so it means that what? There is a promise already. There is the intention that this is the person I intend to marry. And in this case, one person has breached that promise. So when we say my spouse to be, we're not just talking about a mere relationship, a mere romantic relationship. We're not talking about flings. We're not talking about friends with benefits. We're not talking about just boyfriend, girlfriend. Okay. We're talking about a serious relationship, a committed relationship, where two parties have committed to each other and they've made promises that I am going to get married to you. And in this case, one person goes back on that promise and it affects the other person. So that is one of the conditions. So when we say a promise is a betrothal, like an engagement to be married, an agreement to be married. So it's more like a contract, you understand? So like contract now, when you have an agreement, maybe like an oral agreement or a written agreement, and okay, fine, you have witnesses, and somebody is breaching that agreement, you can actually go to the court. You can actually go to the court and lay claim. You can go to the court and lay claim. So it's the same thing here. When we talk about the promise to marry, we are talking about the fact that there is already an agreement, there is a betrothal, there is an engagement. Do you understand? Like there is an engagement, there is a betrothal to get married. And this contract, more like a contract, like an oral contract. I don't know, some people will go about if I made a written contract, but I don't know whether we have cases of that of okay, let us sign contracts. I will marry you, you will marry me. If I renege on this promise, you can sue me, blah blah blah. No. You know, it's just more like, okay, I love you, I want to spend the rest of my life with you, will you marry me? Like that, like that, like that. I have intention of marrying you, of course I'll marry you. And these people have started putting plans in place to get married. Like plans are on the way to get married. So there is more like it's an agreement. We've agreed. So that is that. So when we say a mere romantic relationship, or maybe we are just discussing about the future, that is not enough to bring to the court to say, okay, we have an agreement to marry. So there must be this agreement, there must be the commitment, and there must be what? Like an engagement, like, okay, fine, I have promised to get married to you, and we are going to get married, and things are already being put in place. Steps are already being taken towards getting married and spending their lifetime together. So if you can show to the court that there is an existence of a promise to marry, and one party goes back on that promise, one party breaches that promise, then you may lay a civil claim. So if you have a boyfriend that you guys just started, maybe like 3 weeks, and 3 weeks or 1 month, and you say, it broke my heart, I'm hot, that is not enough ground to bring before the courts. So promise to marry, I said, is an agreement. You can infer it from the conduct or the actions, like I said. I mean, you are taking actions towards getting married. You are taking actions. Okay, for instance, let's say you've introduced each other to your parents. In fact, you have even done introduction. What we call introduction. I mean, you have introduced, okay, parties, family, family members, friends, they've come together, and oh, this is the person I want to marry. Oh, you are welcome. Oh, welcome to our family. Okay, this is it. We'll start. Preparations have started. Preparations are ongoing. So that is enough ground. So you can prove to that by actions or even by conduct. By actions. Friends know about the proposal. You propose in the public. Everybody, oh wow, congratulations. You have letters, you have pictures, you have events, things that you've done together, things that you can prove before the court and say, we actually were in a committed relationship and the plan was to get married. So if you can prove that, that is one major element to prove. So if you can prove that to the satisfaction of the court, then that is a very, very solid ground to lay claim. Even corroborative evidence of people that are aware of the proposal, you can bring them as witnesses to come and testify before the court, and people can testify before the court that yes, so I was there when he proposed. I was there when they started booking halls. I was there. In fact, we even went together to go and start pricing Ashwebi, the bridesmaids' clothes. Preparations are ongoing like that. Those are evidences that you can also use to support your claim. Then another element you need to prove is the fact that the party, that's the other party, actually refused to honor the obligation. Like this, the person breached the contract. There was an actual breach. Like the person have said, I'm cancelling this. I am no longer interested. To hell with you. Good riddance. You understand? Like the person broke it off and is no longer interested. So that is another thing you should prove before the court. So if it's just like a mere postponement, okay, I'm not ready now, let's postpone this thing till next year, that is not enough ground. I mean, the person still has the intention of marrying you, but probably due to one reason or the other, the wedding cannot hold at that moment, or the marriage, as the case may be, you understand? So, and he postponed it. Okay, next year, okay, fine. You can't sue that person. The person has not breached anything. He just postponed the engagement or the wedding. But when the person keeps, there are cases where the person keeps postponing and postponing and postponing, and is not serious, and you can infer that this person is not even ready to get married to me. Now you can actually bring an action against that person. When the person keeps postponing it with no clear intention to go on with the marriage, you can bring an action. So when you can establish this element, you can sue for damages. Now, the court is not going to force or mandate the person that broke off the engagement to marry the aggrieved person. What do I mean? For instance, I am the aggrieved. I have a fiancé and he broke up with me. Yes, I am hurt. I feel betrayed. I feel like the world has ended. Like the world has ended. There is no hope again for me. You understand? I mean, I've spent all my years knowing this guy and everything. My intention was to get married to him, but all of a sudden he ended things. And I go to the court to lay a claim. I cannot pray the court that I want him, that he must marry me. The court will never grant that. I mean, the court can never mandate anybody or force anybody to marry anybody. You understand? So the only thing you can pray the court for are damages. Damages maybe for loss, financial loss now. Probably the expenses you've paid. Maybe you've bought a ring, you've bought the wedding dress, you've booked MC. You understand? You've spent so much money. You can actually claim for damages, financial wise. You understand? So you can claim for damages, and also you can claim for compensatory damages. You know, maybe as the aggrieved person right now, emotionally I became depressed. Like I became depressed, anxiety, depression, and I need to go see a therapist. You understand? Counseling. I need to go for counseling just to get back on track and associate with the human world again. You understand? And I'll need counseling. I mean, I can ask for damages for that. I can, and that's damages for my health. I can ask for damages for that also. So there are so many damages you can ask for, and the court can grant you if you're able to prove your case before the court. Sufficient proof, enough proof that you were hurt, and there was a promise, and there was an agreement, and this person broke the agreement. He broke it off and just left you depressed and lost and frustrated, and you know, in a very, very bad state. But interestingly, for someone that broke off an engagement, there are some defenses the person can raise. I mean, someone can have his own reason for breaking off an engagement. Do you understand? Somebody can have a reason for breaking off an engagement, and those are the defenses the person can read. Okay, fine, they're bringing a claim against you. Why did you break? Why you broke up? You broke off this engagement. You did this. Oh, I did this because of this. I did it because I found out that this. So the person can bring up his own defenses just to defend himself, and the court can hear him out. Now, defenses like what? We have the general defenses, whereby probably the person can prove that he entered into the relationship maybe under duress, or through fraud, or misrepresentation. But when he eventually found out that it was not on his own will and on his own accord that he entered the relationship, that's the defense that he can bring. Okay, let's say a woman, you know, people have always known this woman to be this type of person that loves luxurious life. Like, she likes luxury, she likes good things, she likes traveling, she likes going on vacation. You know, she has stated, this is the type of person I am. And as a man, you approached her and you misrepresented yourself as a very rich person. Meanwhile, you are not rich. Meanwhile, you are from a very, very poor background. But you were able to, one way or the other, play the game and misrepresent yourself that you are from a very rich home. And the lady, based on such representation, she agreed to marry you. You know, this is the person she is before. And she agreed to marry you. But upon finding out that you lied or you misrepresented yourself, she calls it off. That can be her defense, that you are not who she think you were. She thought you were this type of person, but you ended up being this type of person. You misrepresented yourself, and she acted on that misrepresentation to enter the relationship. That can be a defense. Another defense is infirmity. Probably moral infirmity, physical infirmity, mental infirmity. This defense is such that the infirmity, as in the person will not be aware of the infirmity as that when he was entering into the agreement. He only found out about it after the agreement has been made. That is when he can bring the defense. So if you found out, for instance, that a person has this once in a while insanity, understand, maybe mentally the person is not stable mentally, but you were not aware and the person did not tell you anything, but eventually you're already planning to get married and you found out that this person is not well mentally, or gay, or a transgender, and you never wanted such a person, you don't want such a person, but you never found out until after the agreement. That can be another defense. That can be another defense. Or even physical, moral infirmity, any form of infirmity. So you can raise such defense and plead this fact to the claim they are bringing against you. So that is basically all about that. So for two adults who are ready to settle down, who are ready to start their life together, marriage is very sacred, and it's very, very important. It's very important. Most people take it very, very seriously. So people are not really emotionally strong, and once you profess your feelings to them, and they accept you, some people can't take the aspect. Some people even die, depression and everything, and they kill themselves. They become suicidal, they kill themselves, and they are gone. So marriage is very sacred, and it's as important that any agreement to enter into a marriage should leave nobody in doubt as to the real intention. So if your intention is to settle down with this person, then you stick with it to the end. You see it through. You just see it through. And if you don't have the intention of getting married to the person, let the person know, okay, I am not in for marriage. I don't have the intention. I just want something temporary. I just want to have fun. I am not in a, no, you define relationship. And I think that is what most people don't get, but they don't understand. There is always a need to define your relationship with somebody. Let us know where we stand. Am I just your friend? Or do you want something more? Are we going the extra mile, or this is just how it is? So once a relationship is properly defined, you will know the intention of that person towards you. Okay, I am just in temporarily. I just want to have fun. I just want to enjoy the moment. I just want to live the moment. Let us see how it goes. That is not a commitment. Let us see how it goes. It's not a commitment. So somebody must be able to state his real intention before you enter into any agreement. But once you are into it, once you've entered an agreement with someone and you've promised the person that you're going to marry the person, it is advisable that you stick with it to the end, because according to the law, the person can actually bring lay a claim against you if eventually you break off such engagement. And for the other side, if the other person can prove that those elements I explained and listed earlier, he can actually win such case. So I will end with this, that instead of resorting to unconventional method of pouring oil, pouring acid, stabbing, cutting off body parts, going diabolical just to teach the person a lesson, you can resort, or you can seek redress in the courts. Yes, the courts will hear you out. The courts will hear you out. So I'm going to stop here for today, and we've come to the end of today's session. My name is Oluwatosin Isaac. Don't forget to join us next week for another interesting session on asset litigation. So don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to share, and don't forget to engage our page. So until next week, it is bye for now.